kicking up dust on a rick house floor. Charred oak whispers we can't ignore. Stories in the mash, fire in the grain. Raise up your glass, feel that bourbon flame. We're the Bourbon Legends, let the spirit flow. From the backwoods stills to tonight's big show. Every drop a story, every sip that's drowned. We're Bourbon Legends, let's throw it down. Let's throw it down. From Kentucky hills to the neon lights, we're talking small batch days and whiskey nights. Tasting the past in every pour. Gonna carve our names on the distiller's door. We're the Bourbon Legends, let the spirit flow. From the backwoods stills to tonight's big show. Every drop a story, every sip that's drowned. We're Bourbon Legends, let's throw it down. Let's throw it down. Raise 'em high, feel the fire. Clinking glasses, lifting higher. One more toast to the ones before, and the legends we're making forevermore. We're the Bourbon Legends, let the spirit flow. From the rick house walls to your front row. Every drop a story, every sip a crown. We're Bourbon Legends, come gather round. Come gather round. Come gather round.
Hello, everybody. Thursday night. You know what that means? We're going live. It's 8 o'clock, 8:03 to be exact, on Thursday night, June 18th. That means tomorrow night is June 19th. And I think there's a lot of government people who's going to be off work next week, or I mean, tomorrow. And so, anyway, if you're one of those lucky people that can get off, good for you. Now, as you all know, watching the show, there is somebody who's off almost every day, and that's my co-host here, Roger. What's going
I
on, my
was off.
friend?
I am great. I've got to go run around and hang around in Hot Springs. I was terrorizing Hot Springs today.
Hey, nothing wrong with that. I know a couple of hot spots in Hot Springs, Arkansas. I like to go to.
Well, I can tell you there were 30 police officers at one spot, and it was not me or Will's fault. It was not our responsibility. We did not do it. We watched it. We're in big video.
Will, is that true?
Just kept bourbon.
Yeah, I mean, there were, I don't know, 6 or 8 cop cars in this yard, and the dude standing out there with an AR and all kinds of good stuff. And all we were doing was just driving by. That's all we did.
Welcome to Arkansas.
Yeah.
By the way, I want to welcome everybody that's watching the show. I mean, I'm going to go through the whole list here. Scott Bryant, welcome to the show. Brian Hughes, welcome to the show. Let's see who else. Flies Goodbyes, welcome to the show. Martin Cox, welcome to the show. Steve Beal, 1985, welcome. Jeff Hassel, welcome to the show. My gosh, I'm going to spend all night doing this, Roger. But I mean, hell, I don't know any better, right? Donna Bennett, hello, welcome to the show. Let's see. I think I've caught up now. Whew.
Did you get Brian Hughes?
I did.
I said Brian. Tupelo Runner, welcome to the show.
Tupelo Runner's here, yeah.
Heck yeah. Well, hey, guys, anytime somebody comes in, I think that we need to just interrupt what we're doing and just tell them hi. James Caldwell, hi. welcome on our show there, buddy. I mean, I'm sure Amy, our guest, won't care if she's in the middle of a great story and we just interrupt her and say, Russell, welcome to the show.
I think there needs to be some rules. I think once we get to the interview part, we probably just kind of stop then. But
okay. Who's running this show? Will, you or me?
Well, we're not really sure about that, Craig.
Okay.
We're really not sure about that.
Woo! All right. Hey, listen, we're just talking crap over here, but we do want
to. Good time.
Yeah, and you know what? I told Roger when we got backstage. Of course, right off the bat, I had to restart my computer. Now I've had to restart my phone. And guess what? We're going to go to the first news story. Oh, and it worked! Yeah. Can't believe it. I was going to say we're probably going to have to redo this too, but no. So, any of you guys up for a road trip to get a 750 milliliter bottle of Green River?
375.
A 375. Yeah. What'd I say?
49.99.
375 liters.
Yeah, 375 milliliter Green River Distillers Select 8-year-old double oaked, finished with white toasted barrels. I mean, come on, they got a lot of stuff going on there.
Sounds good to me. It's like going to the Waffle House, getting your hash browns covered, smothered, chunked, threw up.
You just got it all
covered and.
Yeah,
I think a distillery, a lot of times they have to have they got a certain amount of descriptive words to describe a particular product. Mm-hmm. Otherwise they don't put it out. You know, if it doesn't have that meet that minimum, you got to
got a quota. It out. Yeah, it's got a quota.
Word quota. Yeah. You can't just say, hey, it's good.
Well,
but you can't mention Waffle House without respecting their efficiency. I mean, if you ever sit there at the bar, so last week, everybody knows I wasn't here, picked my daughter up from the airport. The first thing we did after we left the airport was stop at a Waffle House and sit at the bar and had a little dinner. And you just got to appreciate the hard work and efficiency they've got going on there.
And Birch Chili. I mean, my God, you got to appreciate Birch Chili on a hot humid summer evening.
I got a question. Does any of our lovely people out there in YouTube land, has anybody got this bottle? Went up to Owensboro?
It would be kind of hard to get this bottle, Roger, because it doesn't drop until Saturday.
It's already out, I thought.
Well, that happens a lot in this industry. The official press release says it will be at the distillery on the 20th, but somehow people still get it. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know.
We've seen that happen before. Well, we were thinking about making the road trip, but then I guess we quit thinking about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next up, how about this collaboration? Liberty Pole and MB Roland, are collaborating on a bottle this year to celebrate the 250th. Imagine that, right?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but I'm kind of getting over this 250th thing with labels, kind of like I am listening to people complain about Trump's reflective pool that now has algae in it. It's
if it's a body of water, it's going to have algae. I mean, that's just kind of the way water works, unless you put chemicals in it.
Well, maybe they should fill it up with whiskey and then let everybody drink for free over the 4th of July weekend.
There you go. That would make a happy 4th of July.
Because I will guarantee you, there's not going to be any algae growing in 100 proof liquor out there.
No.
And just think of what it would do. Just think about all the homeless people in the DC area that could just, all they'd have to do is go over and bend over and take a sip out of the reflecting pool. They wouldn't even have to panhandle. How great is that for America?
Sounds like you're running for president.
I bet there's enough cheap barrels out there right now. You could probably fill the pool up.
Man, I guarantee you can fill it up for less money than what they spent to actually redo the thing.
Hey, you know what
do you think about that?
I got a great idea. I got a great idea. We could put Yellowstone single malt in it, and then they could taste like catfish.
Moving right along.
Moving right along, because guess next week.
I'm sorry. I shouldn't say stuff
we're
like
trying
that.
to get Stephen Fonte and Stephen Beam on the show. Will, we can't talk about that anymore.
I'm sorry. Hey, everything else is fine. It's just the single malt I don't like.
Well, you're entitled to your opinion. I mean, So, speaking of opinions, what is everyone's opinion on the new Elijah Craig 21 year? What are you thinking about that? Hey, Sam Rad. Hold on. There's Sam Rad. Hi, Sam. Welcome to the show, my friend. I know these two guys were in Hot Springs today. They got to see you. Some people actually have to work for a living. That's why I wasn't there with them.
Hope you're feeling better.
You remember the movie A Bridge Too Far?
Yeah.
No.
No. I think this 21-year-old small batch select, it might be a bridge too far. I think they should have used that same bourbon for something else. But maybe, I don't know. Maybe I'm just
Well, the comments seem to be agreeing. Brian Hughes says, "Why release it at 94 proof?" Russ says it's too much, and Steve Bill says 21 is too old. Donna says it's too expensive and oaky. So kind of the consensus is, hey, this is not really what we want.
Well, since nobody wants it, I guess hell I'll go buy when it comes out if I see it.
Yeah, you buy one and we'll drink yours, Craig.
Hey, there you go. There you go. I know nothing better than free whiskey. That right?
Yeah, that's right. Martin Cox says release it at 15 years.
Well, they did this year, and it's pretty good juice, actually.
Yeah.
But that's the bad thing, Martin. Once it gets over that certain age limit, you can't make it get any younger.
No.
Yeah. Well, technically you could if they bottled it with a 15-year product.
Yeah, you can blend it.
You always have to put on the label at least the lowest proof in there, right? So
yeah, that's just like the Heaven Hill Unity wherever it went. I've got it around here somewhere. It's got that 34-year-old stuff in it.
That's right. All right, let's move on. What about this one? I haven't seen this one out yet, and I'm a big fan of the Booker's products. But this one is supposed to taste like a milkshake, guys.
I don't know about that one. I did pick up the first batch today down at 5-star. Yeah.
The Big Easy batch. That one is supposed to be excellent. If somebody would have called me while they were there, I'd have probably had them pick me up a bottle too as a backup. But
I'm pretty sure I could go back down there tomorrow. I've got to go to town tomorrow anyway. If you want one, I'll stop and get one. You can just
there might be someone who's shredded that might be able to grab you one and put it back for you tonight.
I was going to say there's probably someone here watching tonight that could do that too.
Hey, let me go buy it and I'll put it on my points and then you can just Venmo me because I need to catch up.
How about no? So anyway, let's talk about this. 124 proof, and it's going to taste like a peanut butter milkshake. That's what I think, with that peanut butter in it.
I mean, I think that sounds good.
Look, Sam says done. How's that for service, by golly?
Yeah, Sam, put those points on my account, though. Craig don't need them.
No. Sam, I'd like to just know where I stand on the points right now. Anywho, let's move on from this. We got a show to go here. This is Roger's favorite pour. I'll fix it. Roger's favorite pour here. Bardstown, one of his favorites. Did you see this, Roger? What they scored? A 99 out of 100. That's nearly.
Is it Scotch
that's for
finish?
Sam. Sam says I'm in a good spot. So okay, good. Okay. Thank you, Sam.
So is that Scotch finished?
Roger didn't. Yeah, I believe so. Roger didn't act like he was too happy for that.
Well, they're doing a whole bunch of finishing stuff, which I can appreciate. And the problem was they've been building these projects for the last 3-4 years, and they just happen to all be coming out at the same time. Give me the base bourbon, the base high wheat, the base bottled and bond, and I'm good. Just keep making those. I don't even care what the label looks like. I'll drink those.
But Roger, a 99 out of 100.
You know,
I mean, that's got to be worth something.
You know, we could do our own rating scale, and I'm pretty sure we can do 99 out of 100. And
well, hey, here's something else. Look at this one I'm going to pull up. The Old Bardstown. You guys have seen this label, right?
yes,
I think so. Yeah.
They were only 1 point behind the Bardstown. I mean, I'm sorry, Bardstown bourbon. Hold on. That's a Willet product, right?
right, and that's about $16, $18, and the Bardstown's probably $99.
Well, are they doing this by like a price tier categories, you know, that, or is it all lumped in together?
Don't know, but because they don't explain that in their.
Yeah. Well,
But
Brian Hughes says 9 out of 10 dentists recommend. So, I mean.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on. Where's that? Yeah, 9 out of 10 dentists recommend.
Yeah, and Russ Eldridge wants us to make more disco without Dickel.
You know what? Let's just do this. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Let's just bring Amy on. Amy Brown from Doc Brown Farm and Spirits. Is that right? Farm and Spirits. Is that how you're Farm and Distillery? Or?
Farm and Distillers, and then Doc Brown Spirits. Yes.
Amy, do you consider yourself more a farmer than a distiller? Or
Absolutely.
Because if you don't have corn, you don't have whiskey, right?
Absolutely. Our passion started in the farm fields as children, and corporate America wooed us away to the corporate jungle for a few years. But then the love of the land, the love of the earth, and planting seed and harvesting, nothing like it. So I'm a huge advocate and a huge proponent of making sure that everywhere we go, whether it's a podcast, a bourbon dinner, meeting with chefs and bartenders all over, that I say I'm a farmer first. Without our farmers, the fibers we have on tonight, the cotton shirts and the sheets and the towels, the food I enjoyed tonight, fresh tomatoes from the garden and cream corn and some fried okra. Whether you have that or whether you go to the store and buy it, it took a farming family to seed, time, harvest, right? And so, yeah. So
absolutely.
We have that here. We have that here at the Imboden house. I'm the farmer. I plant it. I work the crops. I do everything, and my wife is the harvester. She loves to go out and harvest. She's not much up on weeding, but we have no okra yet. A little too early for me to have okra, but we did tonight. I will technically say it's tomato season here in Central Arkansas because we had a big. This thing covered the whole BLT. I mean, piece of bread, and
That's
it was
great.
I'm trying to think of the variety that I planted. That one was I know it right off the tip of my tongue.
Is it like a beefsteak or something?
No, it's one of the heirlooms. It's a purple. What is it called?
Is it Cherokee purple?
Cherokee purple.
Yeah.
Thank you, Amy.
I had one
Very
tonight for dinner too.
Very tasty.
Oh.
And we were talking backstage, folks, and we're going to bring this up later, but we were talking backstage with Amy about growing corn and just different things and some really great techniques that they're using there to well, just tell us about it, Amy. Will you just hit back about telling us? So anybody that's ever raised corn knows that you get silkworm up in the top. You can actually fish with those too. You know, they make good brim catfish and everything else like them, but they're not too good on a corn crop.
They're not. So we are non-genetically modified grain growers. What that means is that the corn and the beautiful rye, this is a Abruzzi rye. It is
pretty.
Isn't that gorgeous? That is from Abruzzo, Italy. The seed, the rye grains came to the University of Georgia in the 1950s. And so this is a distiller's dream right here. And then this is our Jimmy Red corn. And if you can see, oh, you've got some too, Colonel.
No, that's wheat that
I was
I
gonna
actually
say that-
grew out here in my yard to keep in the wintertime to keep the runoff from taking my yard away.
Yeah.
And then it headed out, and I'm like, you know what? I can say I raised soft red winter wheat.
There you go.
There
Love
you
it.
go.
Love it.
Well, tell us about the Bruisey again now. It's an heirloom, right?
Oh, yeah. It's a non-genetically heirloom grain. And as you can see, we literally just harvested over the weekend. So before we harvest, I always go out and cut some so that I can take it around to restaurants, bars. Because one of the things that I love to do, and yours, the wheat, of course, the kernels grow a little bit bigger. But when you pull out a tiny, tiny, tiny seed of wheat or rye or barley or whatever, and you tell people, I need 800 pounds of that little seed, right? It puts everything into perspective. I mean, I love all of the bottles. I'm looking at all the bottles you guys have on your back bars. I'm up in my office. I just have a couple of what we do. But everybody behind y'all, the distiller that mashed that in and put it through the still and then put it in the barrel, y'all, it started right here.
I'm gonna solo you so you can hold it up so everybody can see it.
Look
so
at
that's
that.
Jimmy. Is that Jimmy Red that you have there?
Yes, sir. That is Jimmy Red corn that we grow. It is
there's a great story about Jimmy Red corn.
Yes.
You want to hit on that about how it was almost gone?
Absolutely. So the Jimmy Red corn, the last two cobs that were, everybody can read this out, University of South Carolina, an old moonshiner in South Carolina passed away, and his sons were cleaning out the barns and they ran across two cobs. They donated one to a gentleman named Ted Tuning and the other one to the university. And those two people are solely responsible, the university system and Ted, at regenerating this so that it didn't get lost. We almost lost this corn, y'all. That would have been a tragedy. And so it over the years, farms around the South started growing it again. And we're one of the few that I'm aware of here in Georgia, if not the only one that's growing it for distilling purposes. There are several people growing it for feed, cattle feed, and here's why. This corn has, unlike any other corn out there, it has unique properties. And one of those properties is it's high in oil, right? Here in Georgia, we call it oil. But I'm trying to articulate my words.
That's okay. We're from Arkansas, so oil is fine too.
Oil.
Right.
High in oil. So when you distill this, it forms almost a purplish pink cap. The aromas coming off of it don't even smell like a corn mash. And then when you put it in a Glencairn or a glass and you swirl it, the legs on that glass hang like no other. That oil gives your finish in your mouth a very creme brulee, just a creamy finish. So this corn is also high in protein. So that's why a lot of farmers use it for cattle, cattle being cows, goats, hogs, pigs, whatever. And then its starch content is not quite as high as a dent yellow or a dent white. But what happens when you distill it is you get that high property of the sugar conversion. So Jimmy Red corn is a very special corn and hard to grow. I'm a retired banker, and I tell everybody, had I been on the other side of the desk and I would have walked into myself and said, hey, I want to start a business. I want to grow a crop that's the hardest crop, the most cantankerous crop to grow, and I'm going to make some bourbon. I would have denied my loan like 500 times over. I'd be like, girl, you have no clue what you're getting ready to get into. Thankfully, and I can say that from the chair looking back, I'm glad somebody didn't tell me how difficult it was, not just to be the farmer, right, of these two beautiful grains, but just then the whole process of seed to sip. Because literally from every process, I just have water in this glass right now, but from every process, from the corn cob, from the seed in the ground to all of that, we touch it. Our fingerprints all over that bottle. And we're proud of that. And I'm proud to tell the story of the American farming family.
Well, I think it's important, you know, you remember back when COVID hit and
Yes,
everybody was afraid to, you know, go to the grocery store and even get groceries and whatnot. By the way, I'm going to interrupt you real quick. Hey, T, from live from the patio. Good to have you guys on the show tonight. But you remember back during I don't remember, and I know you don't either. But back during World War II, everybody had a victory garden.
exactly.
And you know,
Yes.
nowadays people just don't really grow gardens. I'm proud that I actually grow a garden. It's so weird that I see people in town all the time, and I'm known for two things, I guess, in Conway, Arkansas. It's me playing Santa Claus at Christmas, and everybody's like, "Man, your garden looks great."
Mhm.
I think they're all trying to get a little bit out of that garden, is what I think.
Yeah, I think so.
But
I
you
love
know,
the history of that. I love the
Yeah.
history of the victory gardens. And just this past weekend, we were doing a very elegant but yet cool bourbon dinner, a plated. And at the very end, I told them, I said, look, you may not can do what we do, and that's okay. But what you can do is you can grow a tomato plant in a bucket, right? Out on a
Mhm.
patio. You can plant flowers for the bees. We can't forget about the bees. We've got to be able to get for every one out of every, I think it is this statistic, you have to double check me. 1 out of every 3 bites that you take, a bee has to be involved in that. That's significant, right?
Yeah.
And so when we think about patio gardens in town, people living in the suburbs of Atlanta, Georgia, or in condos or in apartments, get some flowers from your local hardware store, plant them and give the bees something, or a tomato plant. I love the victory garden. If we all did that and we all were able to share those crops, a tomato, some okra, some peppers, you know, some squash, nothing like a good old squash casserole. That's a beautiful community, in my opinion. And so
That's right. Yeah.
we try to encourage that. People can't have, you know, hundreds of acres to farm. We understand that, but people can be kind to the earth and kind to
That's
each
right.
other. And that's our motto.
You just said squash casserole, so I got to ask, what do you put in yours?
I use the Paula Deen squash casserole.
I'm going to have to look it up then. Lots of butter. I'm assuming.
I will send it to you. Saute the squash and onions in butter.
Mm-hmm.
Drain
Of
it.
course.
Cheese, sour cream.
Oh.
Of course, no casserole is finished without Ritz crackers crumbled on the top. That's just good old Southern, you know, growing up in the Southern Baptist world that I grew up in, if anybody sneezed, we took them a casserole.
Yeah.
That's just what you did, right?
And it normally had Ritz crackers on top somehow, for some reason.
Yeah.
That's
So
a garnish.
Our pantry was always, and Mother would say, don't eat the Ritz crackers, Miss So-and-so's sick, and I need that for the casserole. So it's like,
Yeah. My wife makes a chicken casserole that is called Ritzy chicken because of the Ritz crackers on the top. Yeah, and it's
had
fabulous.
that. So look
Now-
up the Paula Deen squash casserole. You won't be disappointed.
I'll look it up. Now, lately, and I know we're supposed to be talking about whiskey, but hell, this is much more informative, I think.
Yeah.
Squash, you know, when you have a 60-foot row of squash, you're going to get a lot of squash. So in the last week, I've made 4 squash pies. Now, have you ever had a squash pie?
No, I've had a tomato pie, but not a squash pie.
Funny you say that. My wife is asking tonight. We've got enough tomatoes coming off now. We can make a tomato pie. So a squash pie is something my late grandmother used to make. And I've looked up recipes online and I've not found any. But it's so simple. I'll give it to you right now just because I made them so it's 2 cups of, I just steam my squash,
Yeah.
and then let it drain. So 2 cups of pulp, a cup of heavy milk, vitamin D milk, a cup of sugar. You always got to add a little bit more to it. 3 eggs. So it's basically a custard pie with yellow squash, and then you bake it at 4. Put that in a pie shell, a little salt, a little bit of cinnamon, and put it in a pie shell and put it in the oven at 450 for 10 minutes, and then lower it down to 350 for 45 minutes. I'm telling you, gotta try.
That sounds. I'm agreeing with the question.
Where's our
pie?
Well, see, here's the thing. You save the small squash for frying or for sauteing or whatever, and you take those that got too big.
Yep.
And you use those for the pie.
Hey, that's a smart idea, because usually the ones that are too big, I'll split them in half and then I'll take my seeds out and dry them, and that's my seeds to start for the next year.
Yeah.
But that's we try to, as we are with this, we're seed savers for pretty much everything. Our tomatoes, and we start them from the little seeds, and so we try to save the squash as well.
Mm-hmm.
Do y'all want to talk about whiskey now?
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah. I was going to ask a question.
Hold on 1 second, Will. I've got to put this up.
Put it up.
Because I'm already late to the game on this. So, Amy, we usually have a drinking game.
Okay.
Perfect timing, because that's going to be
okay. Go ahead, Will. Go ahead.
So, on all of your products, your bourbon whiskey products, are you using the Jimmy Red corn in all of those products?
We are.
Okay.
Yes.
So we've got what is this, Day Swigger?
Yep. You got the Southern Ember.
Yeah. Would you talk about that for a little bit, please?
Yep. Southern Ember is it is a no wheat. It is a corn rye, 75, I think, corn, a little bit of barley, aged in, of course, the white oak barrels. And then we decided to pay homage to the farms down in South Georgia that the Doc Brown Paige Dockweiler, she grew up in Cordele, Georgia, which is the watermelon capital of the world. But her daddy farmed, when I say acres, I'm talking thousands of acres. And it was watermelon, cantaloupe, soy, and all that. And then they lived on a farm that had pecan trees.
Whoa.
I know.
How did you say that?
I knew that was coming. I knew that was coming.
We always say it the right way. And that's the way you said it. Pecan.
That's right.
Yeah.
Pecan.
I know. Well, usually I get flack because I'm like, pecan, and people are like, it's pecan, and I'm like, oh.
Well, that's because
we got a whole group in our little group here that calls it pecan.
Pecans. Well,
but see, that's what I was just waiting for it.
I know you were,
because I knew you were going to say it pecan. I was going to say what, and when you said pecan, it just totally
blew your mind. See, I'm more Arkansas than you know.
We got a Georgia girl here saying
Georgia girl.
Pecan.
I know, pecan pie. So we took some beautiful pecan wood. There's a place near us about 5 miles from us. They do kiln dried wood of all kind, hickory, apple, cherry, oak, for different restaurants. Called them up and I'm like, hey, do you have some beautiful pecan wood? And they're like, yeah. So we went over there, brought it home. I immediately cut the bark off of it. And so I got like a block, sent it through my saws, cut it into chunks so it would fit through the bung holes. And so we charred it and then we toasted it. We didn't ash char it. We just kind of open flame and then toasted it and then dropped it into those barrels.
And I got to ask you.
Yeah.
Got to ask you. Before you dropped it into the bung hole, did you let the thing stop?
The flame, let it cool down first.
Stop burning.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
There might be somebody here that didn't do that.
I was getting ready to say, Roger, what are you asking? Yes. Cool. I mean, when we talk about cooled, I think I let it cool for a week because I am very like Sally safety. And I'm like, okay.
Somebody here charred it and then went, okay.
Yeah, let's just throw it in there. No.
Somebody had a brain fart.
Yeah, and just charred it and stuck it in
And he had blue
flambe.
flame going on.
I was gonna say
Yeah.
you definitely have pecan pie flambe. So
I'm telling you.
Southern Ember is that it. I think that one is at 93 or 94 proof. I don't have a bottle with me right now. I think it's at that. Yeah, because that's the newest version of that. And so smooth pour. We want it to be a easy drinker. We want it to be your daily swigger. I carry a little flask around in my back pocket, and just and it because I put it in some little 200 mLs, and that's why we named it that. So that is a good pour, an easy pour.
This and are you available to ship? Do you ship? Okay, so here's the thing, guys, gals out there. If you haven't had a Jimmy Red product, I mean, I have. I've dabbled in those dark arts as well, Roger. You know that. It really comes through that grain, that sweetness and that oiliness comes through on this.
Yeah.
So good.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's really, really different, really unique.
And this is what April Weller Cantrell was drinking when she was on our show, and she kept talking about how good it is, and we're like, we've got to try this. So the next day we were on the phone with you to get this.
You sure were. I tell you what,
really
April has been such a huge cheerleader, and I thank y'all even, and I meant to even start it this way. We're not doing anything different than anybody else out there. We grow corn, we grow rye, and we make great bourbon. But to have a community that comes around you and surrounds you and supports you and thanks you. April has been one of those dear people. Chief Mike Hyatt, the other one, Bill Big Chief, and just different people that we just thank. And so to each of y'all and to the listeners, coming from me, and I can speak for a lot of family and friends that are still in the farming world, thank you for your support. Every squash pie, every tomato pie, every bottle of whiskey bought, because that's what we're here to talk about tonight. Y'all are supporting us, and y'all, that matters, and we appreciate it more than you know.
The thing I've learned about doing this show is, we try to focus more on the craft, the small person, the small distillery. Not everybody's going to be a Heaven Hill or a Bardstown Bourbon Company. My gosh, folks, if you don't know how many distillers and distilleries there are in this country, just start looking around. Just ask your AI program to look these up. Right. Every day I'm getting more and more people that are running small operations like this. And it's just mind blowing how many companies out there are doing this. Mm-hmm. I would have never known.
Very good bourbon.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, Roger. And you know what? We never set out to be, who are we to think that we could compete with anybody like that? I mean, I'm a realist. I worked in banking my whole career. I handled other people's monies, investments, and everything. So I'm a realist, and I'm a fact person. Give me the facts. 2 + 2 is always going to be 4, no matter how you get there. And we never said, oh, we're going to set out and build this giant thing and do that. It starts with really, y'all, the love of something magical, in my opinion, that you can take a grain and you can drill it into the ground or plant it with your seed planter, and it can grow into something absolutely beautiful. And you can grind that thing up and mash it in and cook it and then pot still it and then run it in those barrels. No really magics happen there. There's nothing secretive about what any of us does behind you and on any of those bottles. But for us, it's truly about making sure that everything we do meets the standards that we put ourselves under, which is if we can grow these grains without the use of harsh chemicals that continue to deplete the nutrients and the minerals and kill the good things under. Talk about, Colonel, you were saying how many, distilleries are out there. Take a deep dive also in AI with soil. Look at what you're walking on. The underworld system and how it all works together if it's balanced. And when it is balanced, what it can produce it's a miracle. And so that's what excites us is it's a pot still, it's a masher, it's a white oak it's a white oak barrel because it's got to be a white oak barrel. There's not a lot of, oh, y'all are doing this differently. No, you know what we're doing? We're paying attention to the earth, and we're paying, and we're trying to be good stewards of that, and really take a step back and say, what is it that we do different? We just try to do what we do with the use of nature. We work with bees. We work with bats. We work with, believe it or not, the deer, as much as they can be just nemesis to us, just like we were talking about the coons. But at the end of the day, it's the ecosystem working together, right?
Oh, yeah.
And so without herds, farmland can become a desert real fast. And there, if we keep spraying our fields and our cows and our hogs eat it and then we ingest it, at some point we got to take a look at all that. So that's really the only thing we're doing different is we're growing a different grain,
What kind
two
of grain
different
is that?
grains. This is a Jimmy Red corn.
Okay.
Look at you.
There we go.
Oh, you got me,
You
Roger.
fell into it.
I thought, Roger,
Our viewers demand that. They demand that.
I got to tell you, I didn't know until now why we had a connection and why I like you so much, because I have 35 years in banking. I retired from banking.
Oh,
So
cool.
we had the similar mindset. We grew up farms and things like that. You knew all this stuff. And then you had the mindset about, hey, you got to make it profitable. You got to do something. And that was something that we talk about right now with all the things going on. How challenging is it to balance the farm side of the business with the distilling side of the business? And which one keeps you, well, I know both keep you awake more at night because we talked about that earlier.
We did.
Yeah.
There's not a single person in this industry right now. Forget the farm for a minute. Just forget the farm for a minute. There's not a single person in this business right now that's not going to tell you that the shift in the market is a challenge. It is. It's facts. Again, being a banker, when I look at my own personal bank account, if I've written too many checks, I'm of old school and writing checks. I know the young kids just do it on their phone these days, but if I've overextended, that means I've got a problem, right? When we take a look at bottling, our bottle cost have just the cost have gone up so much in the past few years. The toppers, I call this my black top hat, like a big top hat, before the juice even gets in it, the labels, everything. So budgets are a thing that are very difficult to maintain right now because it's kind of a moving piece. It's kind of like gas prices right now. We're up, we're down. It is what it is. It's facts. It's not right or wrong. It's just, as a banker, you're a retired banker, you have to learn to shift with that. So we've made some changes, meaning like this is our Effie Jewel that we sent out to Texas. And there you go, Effie Jewel. And we sent it out to Texas to age out in the Galveston sun. This is probably going to be our only limited release this year. And here's why. That cost us a lot of money, right? We had to ship the barrels to Galveston, Texas. We had to pay them to age them for us. Fabulous guy. Shout outs to Texas Tales Distillery in Galveston, Texas. They watched over our barrels for a little over 8 months. I flew out several times to check on them. And then when we got it back and to bottle it, when we did our cost analysis on that, I'm like, oh, why did I do that? Because now had it been prior to the shift, not a problem. In the shift, you're like, so we're making some changes, making sure that when we do some LTOs, that we cost approach them the right way, so that I want everybody to enjoy our bourbon. I want to be at a price point that everybody can. I don't want to have to be, like, oh, I got to save my next 5 paychecks to buy this. I want everybody, men, women, all of us. And what April has done for me and a lot of other women is brought women to the table to say, look, we're out here doing good things, but we're also trying to keep it cost effective, right? We're very cost conscious. I've raised 2 boys. I've got 6 grandbabies. I had to be cost conscious when I was raising my kids. And so that's kind of where we are. So that keeps me up at night, Roger, because it's not, as a banker, I need solid numbers, and I can't get solid numbers right now. I can't get projections right now because we've got retail stores not paying distributors. And if distributors don't get paid, then they can't put in purchase orders. And so your warehouse has stock. I mean, it's a cyclical issue.
And depending on the state, they can't get serviced anymore.
Exactly.
In certain states, if you don't pay your bill with your distributor, you're cut off.
You are cut off.
You got a store that's sitting out there. It's going, hey, I had a bad week. Well, until you get even, you can't get any more product.
That's what's happening. We've got several here in Georgia, and I'm so sad. I'm so sad because they're like, we love your product and we're low on it, but we got to get caught up. So the second thing that keeps us up at night is what we talked about on backstage. A rainstorm, a hailstorm, a windstorm. We were under a tornado warning today, starting about 3 o'clock, and we're under it for a while. High winds, straight winds. That's just weather. Not enough rain, too much rain. A couple of years ago, we had I think over 90 days of a temperature over 100. Y'all remember that year when it was I mean, you talk about a crispy cornfield. If I were growing popcorn, it would have all been, pour butter on it and invite the community to come watch a movie. It was so hot that year. My yield was off. We do not grow for yield. You cannot grow for yield when you grow a non-genetically, here we go, Jimmy Red corn. We can't grow for yield. We have to grow for quality. And so that year wasn't a good year, y'all. It just, the heat got us. So, and then let's move into the coons and the deer and the earworms, the silkworms, and the earworms, the bears. So those things do keep you up. You can go to bed and have a fabulous crop out in the field, right?
Right.
And you wake up the next morning and Colonel, you said this, it's all laying over. It's all laying over. And you're like, what just happened? I went to bed last night and it was standing straight up. So, you have to, as a farmer, you have to think about that before this can ever be taken to the distillery and fermented. We got to pull it out of the field, and to get it out of the field, it means it has to survive the animals, the wildlife, the winds, the rain, the heat, the snow, the storm. It has to survive all of that. And so that keeps me up at night too. You would think I didn't sleep. So
no, I understand. Totally understand.
Yeah.
So that second bottle, which we're drinking right now.
Yeah, Effie Jewel. She's a 4-grain.
She's a 4-grain. That's what I thought. It was a 4-grain. I looked it up. So
yeah,
what are the 4 grains that are in there? The mash.
So Jimmy Red. Here we go again. Jimmy Red corn.
There we go.
It's got a bruisey rye, which we grow.
What you grow there?
You have that beautiful wheat you can hold up. It's got the wheat in it. We have a local farmer that's actually a dairy farmer, and so he grows beautiful wheat like that. And then, of course, the 2%, 3% malted barley. We do not grow barley here in Georgia. We do not grow it well here in Georgia, nor do we have a malting house. So our barley comes out of the malting house up in North Carolina. But so Effie Jewel is a beautiful blend. As y'all know, rye gives you that kind of wasabi when you drink a rye, it kind of burns up. Right? That spiciness, that pepperness, that's what rye does to you. Wheat is like that. I call it the middle child, and I say that because I'm a middle child. Wheat's kind of like that middle child that wants to just calm everything down. You know, I had an older sister and a younger brother, and I'm like, y'all just calm down now. We're all going to get in trouble. You know, so wheat acts as that beautiful kind of calming mechanism, if you will, in my opinion. A wheated bourbon is a beautiful bourbon. And so it kind of keeps that a bruisey rye from being like ooh, up there. So Effie Jewel was then sent, like I said, to Galveston, Texas. And we only sent 8 barrels. I flew out there 3 times to check on her. Fabulous guys. And the heat, the salt, let me tell you what happened. They have this beautiful distillery sitting in between the bay and the ocean. And every day they would lift up those kind of garage style doors, and that beautiful salt air from both the bay and the ocean would just circle those barrels. Ours were not the only ones there aging. They had other well-known people aging some there. I had to sign an NDA, so I can't say. So, and then we would, rotate them up and down the racks. It wasn't a big distillery. It was only like 4 high, but they would go in there and rotate them. And so, that salt air, that Texas heat, that humidity, we sent them in August. We pulled them home April-ish of the next year. So it went through a heat like none other. Texas heat's hot. Then it went through the cold winter because, Texas can get cold too. And then we pulled them home, pulled our 8 barrels home, let them sit. We let them get reacclimated to Georgia. And then we pulled some samples from all of the barrels and decided that was going to be a beautiful blend. So that's a 8-barrel blend. It's not single barrels. There are 8 barrels that we sent out to Galveston that and that's at 101 proof. My personal opinion only, it does not drink at 101 proof.
No.
And I'm not going to use the bad word. I'm not going to use the bad word that it's smooth, but I'm going to say that it's approachable and it doesn't run you off.
Thank you.
It is a beautiful balance right there.
Thank you. Proof. And the longer you let it sit, I was just out on the coast of Georgia, a beautiful resort out there, and meeting with the beverage and spirit director out there. And so we were having a great lunch, and he let it sit. And then he took it after like 20 minutes, took another sip, and he's like, oh my gosh. He said, y'all let it sit for a minute. And then you can also drop, of course, water and get the plume and all of that. But to me, and if you still have some chill wheel, you still have some, circle that thing around in your glass and look at those legs. I want everybody to look at that oil. Isn't that crazy? It's just beautiful.
The oil in my glass is just amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. So when you get that, and that finish, it's like I said, a creme brulee. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, because it sat in Galveston, you'll get a little bit of the salinity. It's not salty. We're not saying we put salt in the barrels. Yeah. It's that heat and that air that circled these barrels.
Well, I'm sodium deficient apparently for my doctor. So anything in there, I'll tell him I'm drinking bourbon that's got sodium in it.
It's got sodium in it. Does that count? That counts.
Sounds good to me, Roger.
I know. So it's funny, Colonel, that y'all were talking to April. So she and her husband just bought a farm up in Kentucky. And they're building a beautiful home. And she called me one day and she's like, can I ask your permission to call my farm Effie's Place? And I'm like, well, you don't need my permission. I appreciate that. But she said we had sent her a bottle, and then she started doing some deep dives in the record, the deeds of the farm that she and her husband bought. And the previous owners way back, her name was Effie. So
Wow.
Effie's Place. Thank you, April Weller, for introducing me to y'all. But now, so Effie Jewell is a real person. My daddy's great aunt, my daddy's aunt, my great aunt, farming lady, raised a beautiful family. Hog Mountain, Georgia, which is up on the north side of town. Shout out to my beautiful Brown family up there, the Browns of Hog Mountain. And so Effie Jewell is, it's in honor of her. And
is that her image on the bottle?
Yes.
On the label? I'm going to see if I can. I don't know how well that's going to come through, but
yep, there it is.
It works.
Yeah, and I've got one too that I could stick up. Let me find her.
And let me highlight you here.
Yep,
There you go.
Yep. So
that's cool.
I sent a beautiful picture of her to an artist that helped design the label, and I said, you don't have to do it exactly like her, but I want her as an image of working the fields. What we know is that any farm, no matter from the 1800s, 1900s, now into 2000, the whole family farms. A lot of times we think of farmers as, just the guys wearing the overalls. Well, I grew up on a farm where my grandmothers worked the fields, went in at lunch and cooked what they called dinner. I call it lunch, but they cooked dinner. And then they cleaned up, and then they went back out into the fields and then came back and cooked supper. And so, women have always been a big part of farms. Women have always been a part of distilling and wine making, beer making, whiskey making. And so for us to be women farmers and producers and all of that, it just kind of made sense.
Yeah, that's like my grandmother.
My great aunt. My great aunt was Effie, and great aunt Effie. When she'd come into town, my grandmother would make her take a bath.
Oh,
because she lived on a farm. She didn't take baths.
That's right.
And I always thought it was funny. My grandmother would say, "Effie, get in that bathtub. Effie, get in that bathtub."
I know, isn't that funny?
Yelling at her like a little kid.
I know.
But that's what you did. When you're on a farm, you don't do those things.
You work hard, you sweat a lot, you get dirt, my hands typically look a lot worse than they do. We maintain all of our equipment. We can't afford anybody to come out and maintain equipment for us. So we do our own oil changes and filter changes. You were talking about getting the air filter out and spraying the carb, in it to crank it.
Yeah, you spray it. You got to spray at the air filter, spray the carb out. Yeah, you do it all because otherwise it wouldn't start.
Start. So most of our equipment, somebody asked me the other night at one of the bourbon dinners, do we name our equipment? And I said, yeah. Effie, we do have an Effie and we do have a Bogue. And then we took on how the Native Americans used to name their children, Dancing Bear. And I'm like, we've got pile of crap and piece of shit sitting right over there. So
yeah, that's great.
That's our Indian names of our tractors. So
speaking of, you were talking about women. Like, I don't have an Effie in my family. I just had a Bessie.
Oh, I love that name.
What about these old time names? But in the whiskey business, per se, there are very few that are not male dominated. Right. So like what you guys have going there is pretty unique. I mean, I think Jepta Creed is maybe a daughter and a mother.
Love them.
With women getting into this industry, I mean, what do you think the future is going to hold for that?
Oh, I think it's extremely bright. I think it's a room that we've always been a part of, but maybe it was behind the curtain, if you will. And I mean that when I entered the banking world in the early 1980s, the boardrooms were male dominated, and that's okay, right? So, but I said I'm going to prove myself that I can do this. I think women coming up, obvious. There's all kinds of obvious differences between us for sitting here tonight. With women, I don't know if y'all know this, our olfactory system, which is how we nose, if you hold your nose and you swallow that bourbon, you're not going to taste it. Mm-hmm. Your taste is through your olfactory. It's scientifically and medically proven that women have a different setup, a bigger olfactory system, and their senses are a little bit more keen. Point being, I was a young mother laying upstairs in a bedroom, and I could hear my baby crying 2 doors down in the next room. Nobody else heard it. So we have these keen senses about us. So women are great tasters. And that's where we're trying to put our bourbons is we want to welcome women to the table. We want Effie Jewel, Southern Ember. We want Jimmy Red Corn. Everybody can take a drink. We want that to be something that the story can welcome women to the table. And for us, I think it's fantastic. I would love to see more women be farmers. That would, in my opinion, that would be one of my biggest and greatest wants and desires is maybe I could encourage somebody to do that. And then also get in the industry, whether it's in the distribution side of it, in the making side of it, in the retail side and being ambassadors, just be an ambassador for what you like and welcome women to the table. That's what I would desire. So thank you for asking that question. Mm-hmm. It has been, for the longest time, a very male dominated industry, as was the banking world.
And the thing is, we can learn so much from each other. My grandfather passed away when I was 2 years old. So my grandmother ran the farm. Her and my aunt had, 20 or 25 head of crazy Brahma cattle that they ran.
Wow.
Garden every year. But I spent a lot of time at her house helping out, learning stuff in the garden.
Right.
Learning how to care for the plants, learning how to take care of the cows, going down to the pond and fishing. And just all the things. Yeah. So many things, cooking. Yeah. My grandmother never measured anything when she cooked. But to be able to spend that time with her and learn from her was a big influence on my life. And my other grandmother was the same way. Sure. Her first husband died when my dad was 6 years old. And then their stepfather died when I was 8 years old. And wow. She did the same thing. She gardened and, had grapes and mowed the grass and took care of everything. And there's just so much we can learn from each other.
We can.
Instead of building these walls and silos, And the only thing I will say that I'll disagree with you about is with my wife in particular, her sense of smell is just terrible. She is not I'll give her different bourbons and say, hey, or smell that. She's like, I just smell alcohol. So she's
true.
She's the odd case
exception.
Yeah,
she's the exception. Well, I appreciate what you said about that because I'm not a wall builder. If anything, I try to tear them down, and that's everywhere. I'm born and raised in a beautiful family that faith was the biggest part of our life growing up, and it still is mine. And what I read and what I live by is you got to love your neighbor and you got to be kind to each other. And our neighbors are not just who lives next door and on this big old 1,200 acre farm beside us. Our neighbors are everybody that we come in contact with. And to me, what you just said, let's not build those walls up. I appreciate that because we have found that in this industry, that's what we've been welcomed with. We've not had any issues at all of being like, you're not welcomed here. We don't want you here. None of that. it's been a beautiful community that has come together that said, hey, we're glad you're here. And I think we can all take note of that. And I was raised the same way all three of you were. I think in the age of technology, it's refreshing to see families that are now going back to gardening. If it's a small plot, if it's a patio garden, if it's teaching the children, this is where your tomato and your BLT came from, or this is where your squash and that squash casserole came from. Lay down the phones, lay down the iPads, lay down the technologies for a minute. It's a place for it. And I'm for progress, but I'm also for what's real. And what's real is we have to have good, solid, nutritional food to feed our bodies, to keep our bodies healthy. And to do that, we've got to get back to knowing where our food comes and who grew it. And
absolutely. Yeah. And just don't lay down your electronics between 8 p.m. Central and 10 p.m. Central on Thursday night while we're doing the show.
Do not.
So
do not.
I want to roll into the next question, if you would. So you talked about your sense of smell and all the different senses you use when you're tasting bourbon. So when you're evaluating your barrels, what kind of characteristics are you looking for? What tells you this barrel is something special, or this barrel just, maybe needs more time?
That is a fabulous question. We just sat 5 barrels up. And do we need to tell Justin hi?
Hi, Justin.
Justin's
Justin.
an awesome guy. He's from the great state of Louisiana.
Louisiana.
They talk Cajun.
I'm headed to the Tales of the Cocktail in July there.
Oh yeah.
So we just tasted. We pulled 5 barrels, and we set them up on the racks, opened them all up, got the whiskey thief, and I be dad blame. Same run, same year, same grains, same everything. That barrel in the middle, I started calling it the middle sister. I'm like, well, it's just like me. It's the middle sister. There was something special about it. And none of us standing in the room, including our master distiller and our master taster, could figure it. I mean, we were like, dang, so that's a honey barrel. Y'all know what a honey barrel is. It's that one that you're set it aside. Do not anybody touch this barrel. Here's what I will say about that. Let's even go to the barrel itself. White oak, never used barrel. Where did that wood come from? Was it grown in Canada, upstate New York? Did it come out of the Pacific Northwest? Was it an oak tree here in Georgia? Again, the terroir, that tree is going to have that terroir of where it was. It's going to absorb what was in the ground. It's going to absorb what's in the air around it, as trees do, and filter and clean our air. So that one barrel, we're like, same everything. I'm talking, it came in on the same lot of barrels that year. Something about that. Where was that tree that made that barrel? Why was it different than that one? So we go for flavor, we go for taste, but here's the thing that we don't go for. I'm never going to let it overage. And here's why. I'm not trying to hide this. I am not trying to hide this. If I'm going to work as hard as we work and lay awake at night praying that when I get up in the morning, that cornfield's still standing out there, why am I going to let a charred barrel overtake the notes of my corn? If that makes any sense at all. Am I making sense with that?
Yeah,
absolutely.
And so when you ask, where is it? I want you to taste my corn. I do. And that's what you're tasting in Effie and in Southern Ember and in some of our newest things that are coming out. 4 or 5 years, we're finding that we're okay with that age statement. Do I have some that I'm going to let go maybe 9, 10 years? Yes, I think I will, but I don't know what I'm looking for, because I'm finding that if we overage it and we let it get more of the barrel, hell, I'll just grow easy corn instead of this. Does that make sense?
Instead of what?
What kind of corn? What's that?
Golly, let me think for a second.
Jimmy
Jimmy
Crack
Red.
Corn?
Jimmy Red. Jimmy Crack
Jimmy
Corn.
Red. There we go.
There we go. Everybody take a drink. Yeah.
Jimmy Crack
Well,
Corn,
what-
and I don't care.
Well, what you're saying, I mean, makes makes perfect sense. I think this, we hit on it on these little news stories before we brought you on.
I saw it.
21-year-olds. I think that's more of a mentality thing of the older it is, the more expensive it is,
The
the
better
more
it
I need to
is.
try to get it, the more. And I don't think that's true. Last week we had Jonathan Massiano on from K. Luke.
Yeah.
And he was saying the same thing. He's like, I don't want something that's over oaked.
I don't
You
either
know,
10
personally.
years,
Everything-
this is his
Everything
range.
should be a balance. I mean,
Yes.
you want to taste the grain. You want it to, and I hear so many people a lot of times say it's too young. Oh, it's too grainy. I mean, everybody's opinions.
Yeah.
But I want something that's well balanced. I want something that hits all my senses. I mean, that's why you smell it, you look at it, you taste it. I mean,
Yes. You let
I
it
don't
sit
want-
for a minute and taste it again. Yeah.
let it take you on a journey. You were talking about the Effie Jewel, and that's what I was going to say. It's like it takes you on a journey.
It
Mhm.
does.
The longer you
It
let
does.
it sit in,
And
in a glass.
it has changed quite a bit.
It
just sitting
has.
here in the Glen.
It
And
has.
Well,
yeah,
It gets better.
it's
Effie-
great.
I've done
Uh-oh.
drink all of mine.
You done drink all yours?
I've
Oh,
done drink
Roger.
it all. I'm starting.
Roger's
to speak,
impatient.
I'm starting to get.
Roger's
My wife
impatient.
doesn't like it because I'm originally from St. Louis. I come down here to Arkansas, and she says I'm starting to speak too Southern.
Yeah,
But I've done drink all mine.
You done
And
drank
boys
it
and
all.
girls, I'm ordering a bottle of this.
Oh,
I'm
thank
trying
you,
to
Roger.
teach him.
Simple.
I'm trying to
I
teach
got to find a way to
that
get
it's
it here.
okay.
Get it here.
Thank you.
It's okay to drink water when the secret word is said for the night. You don't have to always drink bourbon.
That's
You can
right.
drink water.
And right,
Hold on.
Jimmy
Hold
Red.
on.
Yep.
Okay. I
Drink-
got that.
you can drink anything you want.
I'm
That's
drinking
right.
Bourbon Legends water.
There you go, bourbon. But Colonel, back to what you were saying and the gentleman last week. I agree with you. And a lot of people that taste like this Effie Jewel, they're like, oh man, yeah, they use the word young. And I'm like, well, that's okay to use that. But I don't feel like it. She's gone through 5, what I call accordion seasons. A barrel does this. It's an accordion. And then she traveled and then got into extreme heat and extreme humidity out in Texas.
Mhm.
But I'm not trying to hide my corn. I'm not trying to hide my grain. I'm a grain farmer. If I'm trying to hide it, it's easier for me to go for yield, for sprays, for all of that. If
Mhm.
I just want it to be there and just let the barrel do the magic. My opinion and my opinion only, and I am not an expert, so please don't think this. I think the beauty of bourbon is when you get really good grains, really good processes, and a beautiful barrel, making whatever magic happens during those seasons happen. And then you find that sweet spot. And then the most beautiful thing to me is when you share it with other people. Whiskey should
Mhm.
bring us together.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
Craig.
yeah.
Craig, share with us.
Share with us.
Look at
Especially your
that back
squash,
bar.
Craig.
Look at that back bar.
Well,
Squash.
I've got some 2-year stuff back here that
Yeah.
it needs more time in the barrel. Both of these products I've tried tonight, I feel like you've pulled them at a great time.
Thank
They have a
you.
great flavor.
Thank you.
Definitely, like Roger said, it's something I'm going to try to find. I don't know if we can get
Thank
it shipped
you.
here. Or how many states are you in, or are you distributing?
We are distributed in Georgia, Texas, New Mexico. We just got approved for Louisiana. We have interest, believe it or not, from your state. There has been some interest, but we have an online store. The online can ship to 48 states, and I think
Okay.
the only
Oh,
two
there
that
you
I think the only two we can't is our next door neighbor, Alabama. God love them.
Alabama.
Alabama. Come
Alabama.
on.
Yeah.
Go figure. Go figure.
I know. Go
I
figure.
don't want something from Georgia.
I don't know where the other one is, but I know it's Alabama.
Would it be Tennessee?
No, we can
I know-
ship to Tennessee.
Can you? I was gonna say they're pretty strict on shipping.
It might be
So-
Utah. I'm not sure, but
Oh,
anyway,
yeah, Utah. Yeah.
yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
Amy, if you need to talk to a distributor, one of our good friends is actually the vice president of Central and Moon in Arkansas.
Okay.
So
I'm writing
I can hook you guys up. Apparently, I'm a matchmaker. That's like my fourth. It's like my fourth job I do.
Your fourth
as a
job?
matchmaker.
Matchmaker.com
A lot-
on
a lot-
whiskey.
Well, a lot of times Anthony is actually watching the show. I don't know if he's watching tonight or not. If you're watching, Anthony, say hi.
Oh, look us up, Anthony. We would we would love that. Again, we are not after the big New York markets. Hell, there's no way to supply all that. We can only grow what we can grow. And we've got barrels sitting up, that we've been putting up now since 2018. And so, but I would love to be in special markets, and those are what matter to us.
So your business card is an ear of what?
My business card is an ear of Jimmy Red Corn.
There we go. Boys
Cheers.
and girls.
A woman can get away with that, but if one of us guys stuck that in our pockets and went in and said, "Hey," I don't know what they would say. They'd be like, "Are you happy to see us, or are you just trying to hawk your business with an ear of corn in your pants?"
I know it.
Always Craig.
Always Craig.
Craig.
Listen, I get it. I go through the Atlanta airport, largest airport in the world, right? Or busiest airport in the world, just 30 minutes up the road. And if I'm traveling on business, in my backpack is an ear of corn and a bundle of rye. And I always stand there and I've crossed my arms and I watch the TSA guy, like when my bag goes through and it goes, stop. And I'm like,
What the hell is that?
come on down.
They always open the bag and they go,
Yeah.
oh, okay.
Mine always get shifted off, and down that other side and I'm like, it's so funny. But yeah, so Jimmy Red Corn is my business card. I do not give out business cards. I have shipped distributors. The way I got distributed out in Texas is I shipped the president of one of the distribution centers out there a bottle and an ear of corn, and he called me and he said, in all my years of doing this, nobody has ever mailed me an ear of corn. And I'm like, good, now you know who I am.
There you go.
Well, you are good on marketing, because you sent us these samples,
Yes.
and I got them in, and they sat on my desk until yesterday, I believe. Earlier this
Tuesday.
week.
Yeah.
And I opened the bag up, and then you had your little package of corn of the Jimmy Red, and you had a vial of salt in there.
Yes.
And I'm like, oh, okay. So I see where you're going with this whole ear of corn thing, as a very good packaging, very good way to
Thank you.
get somebody's attention other than a business card or holding your cell phone up. And yeah.
Yeah.
Is what we try to do when we do these, we try not to taste the samples until the night of the show.
Oh, good.
And be as honest as you can, and
Thank
be
you.
upfront. And then, like I say, I need an Effie bottle, just so you know.
Okay. Okay.
If you have an Effie bottle.
Now, see, Roger, you like
It's on the
Effie.
website.
I'm gonna go there.
I would choose those Swigger over the Effie myself,
Okay.
just because it's just got a little bit of that Texas age to it. We call it funk.
Yes.
I hate using the word funk. I hate using the word crushable too, but that one right there, that day Swigger is crushable. I mean, you could drink.
Craig hates all these words.
I know.
Well, I hate the words. I mean, just be honest with your packaging. You know what I'm saying? It's
I want
Right.
to drink it.
I don't need to sit here and say, "Oh, well, this tastes." I'm getting on the nose these.
Sometimes you get some stuff on the nose,
Well,
and then other times it's just like, hey, this smells good. It's pleasant. It's something that I'm going to enjoy. And then it transitions into the palate. That
It does.
you can't pick out individual things. You just know, hey, this is enjoyable. This is something that I can drink, you know.
Yeah. And that's where we kind of trying to hit it is what's something that we can all drink? Do you have any good Texas rye? I do not have Texas rye. I'm in Tennessee. I can have wine to me. Oh, okay. But not bourbon. So it may be Tennessee.
Yeah, it makes no sense.
Makes no sense.
Tennessee is one of those states.
It doesn't. And who knows? I mean, we tried to order for Christmas. I was going to order Roger a Christmas present of ASW.
Yes. Right up the
they're
road.
from Georgia.
Right up the road.
They would not ship it. Or I'm sorry. I actually did order it and I got it in. So I told my wife I'd like a bottle. She couldn't order it. And we live in the same house.
And I couldn't order it.
At
And I
least
live
today.
in North Little Rock. So
Well, maybe
You know.
y'all need to make a trip to Georgia to see our farm. And I know those guys up there.
You know?
We'll just swing by and go see them.
can we bring Tracy Silly Yorkie with us?
You can bring anybody you want. You
She's
bring anybody
lovely.
you want to bring.
She's awesome. Tracy would love it.
Make a road
I'm
trip.
telling you.
Make a road trip. But
I love road trips.
I love road trips.
I've got some other stuff that I'll definitely. Y'all email me your addresses. So
Here's
just
what we
sample.
need to do. Here's what we need to do. Find out when you're harvesting the corn, and then I would come out there, and then I know somebody who makes donuts here back in town. We could haul some back.
There you go. You could. It's
I have actually made spirits with the Jimmy Red. Excuse me. And talking about the oil, compared to just the yellow dent, number 2 yellow dent, you may, I'm doing it in 55-gallon batches, and you may see 1 or 2 specks of oil.
mhm.
And you get the Jimmy Red, and the whole top is just a yellow, a slick of oil on it.
It is.
And
it is. You got
let's
to
hear.
really clean your vats. You got to really clean your
Tracy's
vats
still
up with
in.
that.
She's in.
There you go.
She's there in
up for a
She's
road
in
trip.
for a road trip.
We would love it. We do about 3 times a year. We do some great farm tours, and coming in October the 2nd and 3rd weekend, we've got a fabulous event happening here on the farm. The lady from the Moonshiner Show, Amanda Bryant.
Yeah.
She is going to have she's coming to the farm, and we're going to have a dinner out in our cornfield. We're planning one side of our farm probably July 4th weekend. I want the corn at a certain height, and then we're going to go in there and carve it out and put farm tables and some solar lights and have her class that she's doing. We're going to literally eat inside the cornfield. So we're excited about that. But Amanda's, she's worked with Jimmy Red too once before and loved it. And she's like, she found us and she contacted my son, Daniel. And she's like, I would love to come work on the farm, on your grains, and host one of my houses. So we are, check it out. She hasn't published it yet. So I'm giving y'all scoop that has not been released
got the
yet.
scoop here, boys.
You got the scoop.
Nice.
But I've got to ship her some Abruzzi rye that we just harvested. We're seed savers. So like any good farmer, you save your seeds. And so we're going to ship her some of last year's Jimmy Red corn so that she can go ahead and do some mashing with that. So look at Roger. He's like, I got to find a bottle.
So I'm just going to go out on a limb, and I'm going to assume it's pot stilled. Is that right? Or you guys call them still?
We do both. So yeah, they're Effie Jules pot. And but some of the other, like the Southern Ember, the new Addie Rose that's going to be coming out, that was a column still.
See, I like
are you able to get those oils to come across in the column still?
Yep. Mainly, a lot of what we do in the column still is going to be the rye when we put up our rye whiskey. And we don't use our Jimmy Red corn in our rye whiskey barrels that we've put up. We use the Jimmy Red corn and the Abruzzi rye and the wheat in our bourbon mash bills. But the rye, now I'm considering that this year. It's just that corn is so cantankerous to grow. You know, you kind of want it to, I need rye to be the star in my rye bottles, and I want, you know, the Jimmy Red corn to be the star in my bourbon bottles. So
yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. But that oil in that Jimmy Red corn, like you were saying, you've worked with it, man, that cap, you know what I'm talking about with that purplish pink cap. And then it just, to me, it just has almost a fruity smell when it's mashing, almost like a banana. I don't know how to, it doesn't smell like a corn mash.
That's a different night. She said banana. She meant Jimmy Red corn.
I meant Jimmy Red corn. There,
okay.
There you go.
Hey, who knows? Maybe you might come out with a banana distillate.
Banana bread. Yeah. All these, like you saw, when y'all's opening the milkshake batch and the maple syrup.
Oh,
and all
yeah.
that.
Get a little milkshake.
Do a banana bread.
I'm a little young. I'm going to my wife's a
well,
little
that's
younger.
That's a lot of that Jack Daniel's stuff's banana bread. So
yeah, that's true.
Well, you know, talking about squash and whatnot, I mean, zucchini bread, that's hard to beat too.
It is real hard to beat. When my mother first started making that, I thought, zucchini bread, what in the world has happened to her? This is when I was young. Man, let me tell you, God rest her soul. She's on up in heaven now, but I could sure use some of her zucchini bread. But you know,
I got to tell you something.
Yes.
You have not lived until you had rum cake from his
I love
wife.
rum cake.
Craig's wife makes the best rum cake.
It's good stuff. It is good stuff.
Great stuff.
How about I trade you some rum cake, or you for some of our stuff? We'll do a trade.
Well, I don't know how I can send you the recipe. I don't know how it would ship. Rum cake. That's the bad thing. I do know that she can freeze it now and thaw it out because Will was over at my house. See, Will comes over to my house. He drinks my whiskey.
Yes, I do.
My wife makes him a dedicated rum cake just for himself, and he leaves it here. And so she threw it in the freezer. And next time we saw him, because we live about an hour apart, she brought it to him frozen. And he said that you really couldn't taste the difference. So there you go.
Hey, there you go. There you go. That works out great. Well, we'll make sure on that road trip that y'all bring the rum cake and I'll have some other goodies.
Zucchini bread.
Well, we can do that. Well, now, hold on. I can't make zucchini bread unless it's fresh zucchini, Roger.
Yeah, you got to have. You got to have fresh zucchinis.
I don't buy zucchini from the grocery store. That's the weird
thing.
Always make I never do.
Banana bread.
Oh yeah, always make banana bread.
We could always make the rum cake too.
That's exactly right.
So,
and a funny thing about that, I didn't like banana bread at all until after I started drinking bourbon.
You're a communist.
And now my wife makes banana chocolate chip muffins.
Oh,
and they are fabulous. They are fabulous.
with a pour of Jimmy Red corn bourbon, that would have to be phenomenal.
Oh yeah, that would be great.
Look I could use some rum cake. Me too, James.
That's another one that's had some of the wife's rum cake, and I know she's kind of famous for it.
That is.
Well, hey, Amy, I know it's late over in Georgia. Is there anything else that you want to bring to the table? Tell us about something new that's coming up. Or
well, first of all, thank you guys for including me. I don't care if it's midnight. I would have stayed up and met with you guys. We have a couple of new expressions coming out. One's going to be this beautiful Addie Rose. And then our next one will be a rye blend. Rye whiskeys can sometimes sit on the shelf for a while in a market shift, which we're in. So we wanted to use some of our rye. So we're doing a rye bourbon. I think one of the big big companies did like the bourbon rye, or they trademark rye bourbon
Burr
or
rye,
burr
burr rye.
rye or something. So ours will not be called that because I'm not going to violate a trademark, but it's the same thing. It's the same thought process of using this beautiful Abruzzi rye, been sitting in the barrels for 3 years. To me, it's great as it is. But we're going to also blend it in with some of our other bourbons that's been aging, the Jimmy Reds and all of that. So we're Ella George is that name. All of our bourbons have names, and so Ella George will be out by September, and then we're just going to keep growing corn, y'all. And I think the only thing I always try to end on a really good positive note. I was asked not long ago, if you could say what would you want people to remember from Doc Brown, and here's what I tell everybody. We're good stewards, and we're kind to the earth, and we're kind to everybody. And I think that's the message that I would want to get across, that if you're a friend in need, or if you're an enemy in need, I hope I'm going to help you out, because we got to have kindness in the world. And kindness doesn't mean that you just go out and, give the shirt off your back. Kindness can be opening the door for a little old lady trying to get in the grocery store, or helping somebody pump gas or pay a power bill that's struggling right now, giving somebody a smile when they've had a hard day. And same thing to the earth, just take care of it. Take care of the earth and take care of each other.
Amy, you would probably be proud of me. Tomorrow morning, I'm going to go outside and take a picture of my compost pile that I use for my garden.
Perfect. Send it to me.
I had my son collect this winter, somewhere around 600 bags of leaves.
Oh, perfect.
I have a pile out by my garden that I have to take the tractor. Takes me about 30 minutes to turn it.
Yep.
And so right now I'm in the process of putting the nitrogen in, which is the grass. I've let my grass grow long, like my hair. I let it grow long. I cut it. And so that's Saturday. What I'm going to be doing is distilling some blueberry brandy.
Oh.
And I'm going to be going out, and I'm going to be cutting the lawn. I don't have a lawn. Cutting the grass, cutting the yard.
Yeah.
Mixing that in with, and you don't need fertilizer on your garden when you have that.
You don't.
And God's honest truth, when I live on this north side of a mountain in Arkansas. Okay. I mean, it's a 300 foot mountain. I live in the valley of it. So I hardly ever get blueberries, hardly ever get peaches or apples, because that late frost always gets me, because that cold air sinks down the mountain.
The hill.
But
yeah.
When I first started, I've lived here for 20 years. When I first started raising corn, or trying to raise corn, it got about 3.5 foot high, because it just didn't have enough, nitrogen, enough fertilizer.
Right.
And since I've been amending my soil, I don't really have to fertilize with anything synthetic. Just, every year it's just a total process of, so like your farmers, you're making corn to make whiskey. I make soil to make vegetables.
That. Yeah. And you know what else you can do that, Craig? You can also put in some clover. Look up crimson red clover. It is a fabulous nitrogen provider. So plant you some clover in your cornfield.
Usually in the fall, I plant greens.
Yes.
Tender greens, turnip greens, whatever. I let the community that lives up the hill, that always admires my garden, to come pick what they want.
Yes.
And then in the spring, I turn that in for, green fertilizer. And
yep.
We could talk for hours just about raising gardens and planting
and good
things
soil.
like that.
Yeah, you're doing it right. So you're inspiring me.
Growing up, we would always go get barnyard, is what Dad would call it. You go to where you feed the cows, and you get all that rotten cow manure, and we would dig a hole and put that in the hole and build a mound and plant our watermelons on top of that mound.
Oh, I bet y'all had
biggest watermelons. Oh, they were great.
I bet they were fantastic.
Now, you were talking earlier, Amy, about the watermelon capital of the world. I thought that was Cave City in Arkansas. Or Hope, Arkansas, where old
Hope
Bill
claims
Clinton.
it too. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
look at Google Cordele, Georgia, watermelon capital of the world. Now, somebody might have passed them, but forever that's it's kind of like the Vidalia onion. Y'all can't get Vidalia onions to grow in Arkansas because it has to grow in Vidalia, Georgia, to be called a Vidalia onion. Now you can get a sweet onion to grow, but you can't call it a Vidalia.
Well, now
That's
I just harvested some about 2 weeks ago, but yeah, they're not Vidalia. But if they would have been planted in Vidalia, Georgia, they would have been.
They would have been.
Same way with the Texas sweets. I believe they are 10. Is it 1085s? I can't remember, but
yeah, same thing.
It can't be. Same thing with what is it, champagne or sparkling wine?
Yeah, from all that. Yep, same thing. So awesome. I
appreciate y'all. I appreciate you being on here.
Thank you.
Anytime you guys want to come on again, talk about whatever you want to do. Again, we would love to have you on because I will be honest with you. I don't think I personally know. I don't know about Roger and Will. I never even looked at the questions I was going to ask.
Oh no!
Did you guys ask any questions?
Well,
from
we pulled a couple off of there.
We pulled a couple, but she said banker, and that had me going all
I
over
know.
directions.
I know.
But see, that's what makes a great show is when you don't have to, have a question and it just organically flows. Like, we start talking backstage about growing corn or having a garden. And then next thing you know, it's like, okay, guys, we've got to ask about this. That wasn't on our questions. Yeah. And that's kind of dominated the show. But
that's been the best part. That's been the best part of us doing this show for the last year is getting to talk to all these really interesting people. And I have learned a ton about bourbon and whiskey and gardening and barrels and wood and
everything.
Bottling, all kinds of stuff that I have not known anything about before or very little.
Right.
And it's just been so great getting to meet all of our guests and building these relationships. It's just been a wonderful time. Wonderful time.
And we feel the same way as a very, very small dot. We are so small. We're tiny. As a small producer, a small farming family, we feel the same way. As the people that we've met on this journey, I would have missed had we not taken this risk. And I feel like that's probably would have been the biggest tragedy of not being able to meet some of the most incredible people that have now just become friends and have weekly chats or text or, hey, send me pictures of your garden soil and your corn standing out. People send me pictures all the time. You inspired me to grow a patio garden on my condo back porch, and I got this tomato plant. Mm-hmm. That means the world to me. And this journey has taken me down that road to people such as you three, the people on your show that are chiming in. What an honor and how grateful, very truly grateful I am to have run across you guys. So thank you for having me.
Thank
you. I would love to come back. I've got more samples to send you out. So those questions that you have, we'll get to them next time. But in the meantime, we got to make sure we give one more Jimmy Red cheer.
Jimmy Red corn.
And,
cheers.
For your kindness and your support. Thank you. Thank y'all so much.
Cheers.
Thank you, Amy.
Yeah. Appreciate you being here.
We'll definitely get back with you. This is a part one of a two-parter at least.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'd be an honor.
Especially if we get Paige on here.
Oh, I know.
She's got a whole different perspective.
Totally different perspective.
You said she was a doctor?
She is a hematology oncology nurse practitioner specialist. So they call her Doc.
Okay.
But yeah.
Will knows a few of those right now.
You know a few of those.
I'm taking radiation right now. So
there you go.
Yeah.
I know.
Chemo next month. So yeah, fun times.
I'm sorry.
Hey, I'm doing great.
Good.
And this gives me an opportunity to tell everybody like Craig to go get screened for colon cancer.
Well, y'all are
know.
just really picking on me tonight, aren't you?
Hey,
No.
brother, we got to do it because
We got to do it. Well,
I've
Yeah, take
been tested. I've been tricked.
There you
you're
go.
next,
they'll
brother.
send you a bucket. All you got to
Yep.
do is do your business in that bucket and
and
send
send
it
it
back.
off. Well,
I've
Will,
done business in a bucket before.
if you have any questions, I want you to call Paige. That's what she's done for 30 something years. So we be honored for you to talk to her and just
Well,
if you have any questions.
This is my second time in 2 years, so
Oh,
you know I've
You're
kind
beating
of
it,
been
though.
through it a little bit. Yeah, oh
look
yeah,
at
yeah.
you. You're on
And
the
we're
upper
beating
run.
it again.
That's right. We're beating it again.
Hashtag Team Will. Woo!
There you
That's
go.
right.
And
Yeah.
we're going to certainly keep you in our prayers. And
Oh, absolutely.
but
Please do.
if you have any questions, text me, and I'll give you her number, and we'll get you anything
We would
answered.
appreciate that.
Awesome.
That would be great.
Thank
Get
you
it
very
to
much.
Craig. Craig's kind of our conduit for a lot of that stuff.
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
He's our
So remember,
electrical
remember, I'm the matchmaker.
That's right.
That's
Hey,
right.
Bobby's right. Get your oil checked. That's right.
That's
Okay,
exactly right.
okay, I will. And Amy, thanks for being on the show, and I hope your corn's standing up in the morning.
Me and you both. I hope so too.
Yeah.
Thank y'all. All
All
of you.
right,
Thank,
thank
you
you.
so much.
Thank you.
All right.
Good to
Thank
see
you,
you.
Amy.
Good to see you. Thank y'all.
Bye bye,
All right. So Bobby
gentlemen.
said it best. Get your oil checked, brother. And that stands for every
That's
brother
right.
out there.
Everybody
out there. Get
Every
your oil
brother,
checked.
every sister, everybody, go get screened. It doesn't hurt. You know, just go do it. Because if you
all
catch
I
it
know is
early,
I want you next year, brother,
that's right.
because you
That's
are
right.
Santa. You've been a Santa for how many years?
This year will be 24.
Thank you. And I'm pretty sure there's a
24
lot of
years.
little kids that want you Santa for another 24 years.
Mm-hmm.
24 years from now, I'll be 54, 64, 74, 78.
Oh
Man,
yeah.
I don't know if I'll still be
Look at your
going like I
dad.
hope.
Look at your
I
dad.
know,
You
I
come
know,
from great
but
genes.
I know, but I'm not gonna. I don't think I can go like the rate I'm going. Every day, every night for like 40 days straight. That's tough.
Well,
Hey,
brother,
you know,
we just need to look out for all of us, make sure everybody in our group is happy, you know, and if you ever have a question or you ever have a problem or if there's ever something going on, please reach out to us and listen.
I love Justin's comments.
Brother.
I wish I could put them all on here, but
You know, I'm going down.
always.
You know, Justin is my brother from another mother. He doesn't know it. I'll show up in Louisiana at his door, knock on the door, and we'll be hugging for hours.
That's
Yeah, we
right.
know because we know where he lives.
We know where he lives, out in the middle of nowhere.
We got your address. We
We
come
got
after
your
you.
address, brother.
Why the hell did this not work like it was supposed to? I don't know.
I
There it
don't know.
goes.
I
Hey,
like-
look, we want to do one last hawking of the night. I see everybody looks like they've been hawking. We all been over here, got pneumonia or something. I don't know. We're all been coughing, but the Lexington Legacy, that's our newest pick. That's in conjunction with or collaboration with Buster's. It's going to be coming out towards the end of July, maybe the 1st of August. We still trying to nail that down, but guys, I'm going to tell you right now, I don't like to talk about competition. There really is no competition, but a local place did a James E. Pepper pick, and I got the privilege to actually taste it. And I'm not being that biased, maybe a little bit, but this bottle right here was every bit as good as that bottle that sold out in, I believe it was 4 hours. I believe 4 or 6 hours. Anyway, one day it sold out. This is a good bottle. You're not going to want to pass this one up. I can just tell you that right
Yeah,
now.
because I mean the price is great. I'm sorry. When we went down to Lexington, and this did not coordinate with Buster's. We went down to Lexington. The three of us were together. We went and tasted a single barrel they had at the distillery. we all fell in love with it. We thought it was just that amazing caramel, all those things you want. And then when we get back, we get the chance of the opportunity, thanks to Dickle Pickle, aka Daniel Beasley. He got us set up with the folks at Buster's Liquor, and he offered us the ability to pick one of these single barrels. And I'm telling you what, it is amazing. It's one of those things where we had 6 different samples to try from, and then not a single one of us, we all picked it. It was a unanimous pick.
Well, here's the thing. When we had this opportunity, we had the opportunity to pick from 5 distilleries.
Oh, never mind. Yeah, 5 distilleries. Yeah,
5 distilleries. Yeah.
I mean, we could have done picks, which I'm not at liberty to say because anyway. Some of those may be back on the table for a second pick, but we discussed it. We said, hey, we want to pick the pepper because I'm going to tell you, I've never had a bad decanter, period.
No.
Mm-hmm.
For that matter, I've really never had really bad whiskey. I mean, there's some that are worse than others, and there's some that's better than others, but pepper has been very consistent. Let's just say that.
Yep.
And I would be lying if I told you that, I mean, it's not extraordinarily better than what you get off the shelf. It's not like this is the end all to beat all. If you don't get this, you're never going to have a good pepper. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, it's a single barrel store pick. It is
the first one available in the state of Tennessee.
Right. It's good, and you just don't want to miss out on it. And that's like Roger says, for the price, it's going to be $66. That's out the door. So if you want in on this bottle, you need to go to our Facebook page, the bourbonlegends.com. Go to that page, and there's going to be a link under there that says Facebook group. Hit that Facebook group, and then go on there, and there's a thread on there, and just say that you're in on it, and we'll get you in on this pick.
Can just click the link I just put up,
or you can click the link that we'll just put up there, and
Hey, Flies.
We're not for sure, but the what's that?
I was just going to tell Flies, hey, just go to the Facebook, say that you're in. You're going to get the price. You can go to the store and pick it up when it comes in. If you wait to just go buy it at Buster's, there's no guarantee you're going to get the special price for the Bourbon Legends.
No, it's $10
that is
higher.
True.
It's going to be $10 more if you just walk into the store and buy it. So just go to the Facebook post, say you're in, tell us how many you want. You're guaranteed the $66 price.
And that's tax included, paying for the state of Tennessee. Salute.
Yep.
Salute. Yeah. That's right. Hey guys,
Thanks,
y'all have
Bobby.
anything? You guys have anything else? I know we're nearing 2 hours. I don't know how we always get so close to 2 hours.
Well, I got a lot of stuff. I got baggage.
Hold on, Roger. Hold on. Let me get rid of this, and let me pull you up here so we can see close-ups.
My head got really big. Wow.
I know. You want me to go? You want me to go back to that one?
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah, we like that one better.
Okay. All right, Roger. Air out all your grievances right now if you want.
The airing of the grievances is started, and this is before we get to the Festivus for the rest of us. I mean, come on. I'd like to say, I want to thank everybody that jumped onto the show tonight, made comments. I mean, we had Bobby Badax on here, who is a firefighter, veteran, and he is always a supporter of everybody in the channel. We got Steve Beal on here, who's a local guy who we love him to death.
Hey, Roger, hold on real quick.
Yeah, okay.
I've got to interrupt when I'm thinking. Show me the proof says I'm in, but I don't have Facebook. You don't have to have Facebook. If you just go to the bourbonlegends.com, send a comment down in the comment section. It's on that main page, and just say, "Hey, Craig, I'm in on a bottle. I want to do a bottle. I'm the man that's taking care of all this. I'm the one that's going to be writing your names down or typing them in, how many bottles you want, all that." So, yeah, it doesn't have to be through Facebook. Just go to the Bourbon Legends, and we'll get you in. Roger, the floor is yours again.
I'm going to say, and Justin, I want to come down to Louisiana and have that man feed me, because that boy knows how to make food, because I've seen some of it. And you talk about the most down-to-earth people in the world. Justin and his group, and it's called That's Real Shaw, is his podcast, YouTube show, and all that.
Tuesday nights,
and they do an amazing thing talking about things that are Louisiana based, which, you've got to support your state. That's a simple thing. And that's the same thing we're trying to do.
Did you see, Roger? They're going to have a giveaway. Justin, have we put Justin's link out there to the show? They're giving away prizes. I mean, for Father's Day, a lot of prizes.
I will go find the link right now and
So
get that up here.
I love this. He said I'm gonna make alligator tears come out. I love it.
Well, and we got our buddies live from the patio in the comments tonight. Shout out to T and
Marty, all those folks,
and
Wes, everybody.
Hey, oh gosh, who all was on there tonight? They had a little live right before us tonight.
They had a whole group. Oh, the brother Fortenberry is on there, not Father Fortenberry, but brother Fortenberry and brother Fortenberry. I don't know. They got too many Fortenberries on that damn show. It gets a little confusing after a while, and they got a couple other people that come on, just shows up, and I love it. So you want to go out to Life on the Patio and have a very good, interesting night, because you never know what you're going to hear. They could pop on and they could talk about bourbon. They could be talking about movies. They can talk about everything. So give them a holler.
Yep. And that's the thing. We've talked about this. I'm sorry, Justin. I misspoke. That's their friends, Implicit Bias, that's doing the giveaway. Okay. You were just advertising for them. I'm sorry. I didn't read it thoroughly enough. I'm from Arkansas. I just hit the highlights.
And then, we got right here, we got a high stream show, one of them very advanced shows, Mr. Scott from Artfully Bourbon. If you guys haven't seen that show, he does a great job with production and everything. I've been to his studio before. It is an amazing setup. And those two guys do a great job. And they look at bourbon from a different way than most people do. And they have a good time with it. And that's a key. Artfully Bourbon. If you're not subscribed, go out and like and subscribe.
And I want y'all to. That's a hell of a pop. And I want to ask. I want to ask a favor of all of you guys too. That's out here. Please go to our page, the bourbonlegends.com, or the one that Will had put out about our new Facebook page. It's not new, but we're going to shift focus. We're going to kind of shift from Discord. We're going to go towards Facebook here, and we're going to really push our brand, if you will. So if you haven't went to that page and joined up, please do that. And, help us out. Thanks to Major Zero, he posted something yesterday. Now we're over 600 subscribers. So thanks for that. We're very grateful. We're grateful for everybody that takes time out of their day or their evening to come and listen to us three Babylon and talk about nonsense. So, it's a good time. It's a good community. Lots of good people we've met. Just like talking with Amy. you know, I've talked to her more from the time I booked her on the show till tonight than what we did tonight, just in text messages back and forth. And you know, it's a great community. It really is. I feel like Jerry Lewis on doing this telethon or something.
We're doing a telethon. I love it. Everybody, start singing Kumbaya. Okay, no.
We got about 5 minutes to get to 2 hours.
Seriously, y'all go check her out. This was some really good craft distillery. I mean, this bottle here was about up to here, and it's
He didn't give us all that much, but you know, he drank it all, so that's okay. That tells you it's good.
Yeah. I got 50 mils of each one, so
I got to get. We got to get some bottles of that because I'm telling you what, that was that Effie bottle. It was in my heart.
Look here, I love Jeff Castle. We should be 6,000, not 600.
600,000.
600,000.
I like 600,000 better.
6,606,000.
Oh, hold on. He said what?
He said Jimmy Red. So
Jimmy Red Corn.
I'm out. I don't have anything left. I got some Effie Jewel. I'll pour some Effie Jewel.
Turn around, brother. Turn around, brother.
I'm going to say the Effie Jewel first out of the bottle into the Glen. You know, the nose was pleasant. There's something different about the nose that I can't really figure out. On the palate, I kind of got a little bit of that Texas whiskey you were talking about, but it's only been down there a year, so it's not really overdone to me.
No. And
the longer it sat in the Glen, the better it got. I mean, just letting it get some of that air and open up, it got better. But that day swigger, you know, you could drink that all day long.
All day long.
She said it was 101 proof.
No, that's the Effie Jewel. That's the
day swigger. The day swigger's like 94 or 95.
94 day swigger, and the other Effie's like 101 proof. And we all know somebody else that does 101 proof bourbon.
Talking about Texas whiskey, this one I had the Balmore. I cracked it open Monday night with Steve Beal, who's watching the show. And he cracked one of his Garrison brothers. Can't remember which one it was. But it had that Texas funk all over it. And then Roger came over yesterday. And just being a fresh crack 3 days later, or really 2 days later, Guadalupe. Steve, I'm going to tell you, all that Texas funk has went away on that bottle.
Yeah.
It's crazy how that worked just in a couple of days. So last night, I just left the cap off of it all night and waiting to try that now. Yeah, he says his Guadalupe was much better after letting it air out as well.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
so that goes to show you how it changes. So
yeah, and that's what you got to do. You got to give these bourbons a chance. You can't say the first night when you pull the cork, and because they're sealed in wax, they don't get sealed in anything else. Those are both sealed in wax, so there's no air getting in there.
Will, I think on this Effie Jewel, like on the nose, I think it's that Texas aging on the nose that I'm getting.
Yeah, it got a little warm. You can tell it's on, but I'll tell you what.
She was saying that was an 8-barrel blend. I looked on their website. It's like $100 bill for a limited release. The day swigger was $54.
Oh wow.
You know, and Roger and I went in a store today. I saw a Jack 10 and a Jack 12 sitting in this store. They wanted $2.99 for the Jack 12. I mean, it's insane. And there's a lot of bottles out there that are good bottles, but you know, $200, $250.
No.
And it's not anything. I mean, it's a you say it's a smaller brand, but they're sourcing from somebody else that's a big brand. Yeah, it's good stuff, but it's not $200 worth. You know, where
Well,
this,
see, those are all in the eyes of opinions of, you know. Hey, look, if you're a multimillionaire, you know, owning a diesel pusher is not a big deal. Somebody like me just owning a camping trailer is a big deal, you know.
well,
So I
I'm
mean,
just
and
looking
they're
at,
just different things.
I'm looking at the value because the specific bottles I'm talking about, I've tried, and just the to me the value is not there for what the flavor is. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Where for
And
these products, to me the value's there for what you get out of the bottle.
here is the exciting thing, and going down that rabbit hole of really trying to push our Facebook page. My gosh, every time, and I kind of alluded to that with Amy. Every time I get on Facebook now, there's another distillery that's doing their own product. And I mean, I knew there were a lot of distilleries out there. I had no idea that many is out there. And what is out there that we don't even know about that we're missing? Like,
Yeah.
I would have never seen this day swigger anywhere because it's not in Arkansas. Didn't know anything about it. That's why it's almost very moving, if you will, or whatever. I don't know the right words to say, but like for us to be able to be just a small part of maybe getting this out there to other people, there's a lot of good products out there that's not big brands with millions of dollars of advertising.
Nobody represents them. I mean, that's a problem.
Yeah.
You got it. And, if you put a lot of time and effort into it, like she was saying, what keeps up her night, she's got to make sure she's got a crop to run into it and put into that product. And that's a lot of work. I mean, I'd rather pay somebody for their work than pay somebody for their advertising.
Think about this. What she's doing is not too far different than how whiskey kind of came to be in America anyway. Right. It was a way for farmers to preserve their crop. And they could turn a grain into a liquid that never really goes bad.
Mm-hmm.
And so, it's not too much different than what she's doing, except she's raising crops just for alcohol product. But hey, it's pretty cool. And you know what? She's salt of the earth, people. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Good people. And we're going to have her back on the show. I promise.
Have both of them back on the show.
I think that'd be great.
When they don't have storms coming through their area.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even think about that. But yeah, she
said we didn't know about that until she told us
and all that. So
she said if she ran off, then we knew what it was. It was a storm coming through the area. But
heading for the freighty hole.
Heading for the hole. Us
well,
people
anyway,
in Arkansas,
guys,
we know about those freighty holes.
Oh yeah. Well, not
We've
so
gone
much
over
this
2
year.
hours.
Yeah, not so much this year, Roger. Illinois, Indiana, they've been bombarded.
God bless all my friends
tornadoes.
up in Effingham and Decatur and all that area. They got slammed the last few days.
Yeah, it's been crazy. Hey, look, next week, guys, we're going to have a good show, too. We're going to have Cole Hanna on from HK Young. And another one that, I don't know if you guys, where you were watching from, if you can get any HK Young. Is it HK Young or Hooten?
HK Young.
HK Young, yeah.
If you can get a bottle to share with us next week. I'm telling you what, you will not be disappointed.
We picked some up when we were up at Old Glory in Clarksville, Tennessee. Yeah. Clarksville, yeah. And Roger's got one pour. I've got a different pour. I think Will, you got the samples, right?
Yeah, I got samples. I've got 100 I've got the wheated 129.5 proof.
Yeah, the single barrel wheated that they just came out with, which is It's nice.
Yeah.
I might have tried a little bit of out of the bottle that Craig was pouring out of.
We may have already had a pre-nip on
Hey,
that, but
Justin wants to know when we're going to have them on.
well, did we not already have them on once?
Well, we were on their
he
show.
wants to come on again, and you know what? I
Hold
love
on,
having them on.
they were on our show before we were on their show. I think.
They were a hoot.
I mean,
They were a hoot.
we just need to bring them back.
Hold on. Have they been on our show? Hell,
I
I can't
know we
remember.
were on their show.
We were on their
We were on their show. I think you're
Okay,
forgetting.
so I think
Hell,
what they're
they-
going to want, I'm
they
pretty sure,
have.
Craig, they're going to want some squash. Because I know me and Will both want some squash.
Yeah.
And tomato pie, if you make a tomato pie.
Trade squash for crawfish.
I still don't know about this tomato pie thing.
I want some boudin.
Oh,
Hey, I got a bunch of boudin in the freezer.
If you
Justin says
green
no.
tomatoes,
Justin says no. He's not been on. Okay, Justin, we'll take care of that tomorrow. I'll send you a message tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll get
We're
Justin
booked.
on
We're
here.
booked out. We're booked out until August, but that give y'all some time to get your shit together.
Show. We'll just have food for days.
Is this heavy rain fly goodbye? Is that from this tropical storm that's coming through?
Yeah, he's got it down there.
We could use some rain here. I think we've got a little chance tomorrow. So, we had some just a minute ago when we probably 2 hours ago now. But yeah,
it's pouring on top of me right now. But you know what's crazy about it is, Craig, it never hits your little area that they
his lake, the reservoir water. Yeah, your city water reservoir.
Saying they're in a drought.
Yeah, I see, Roger. Y'all are under a special weather statement. Strong thunderstorms will impact Roger's house.
That's why I'm down in the bunker, the lower level bunker, with all my cats.
Craig, are you still taking showers every other Tuesday?
Boys and girls, every other Tuesday.
Every other Tuesday. They're
every
under water
other
restrictions.
Tuesday. I take a shower every other Tuesday, whether I need it or not.
Oh. Hold on, here we go. Files goodbye. I love tomato pie.
I'm gonna have to try it. My maters need to come on. Well, where are you at, Flies Goodbye? Where are you located at?
Yeah, I tell you what, I need some green tomatoes.
Yeah, my tomatoes coming on. My maters are on like
I'm
Donkey
waiting for
Kong.
you to get enough of yours in, of the red ones, and then you can cut me off a few green ones and send them to me, and I'll fry them up in a grill in a thing with a little bit of flour on top. Oh.
I'm gonna give. I know we're not being sponsored for this, but I'm gonna tell you this too. If you go to the grocery store, Walmart is one of them that has it. It's called Kentucky Kernel flour. It's a seasoned flour. Now listen, you take some of that yellow squash, you slice it about a 1/4 inch thick, soak it in some good old buttermilk, and then bread it with that Kentucky Kernel flour and then fry it in a pan. Woo! It'd make me want to slap their mama. It's so good.
I'm in.
I might have to have you boys over one night just to eat.
Well,
not even to drink. Not even
hell,
to drink.
we're there for that. Yeah.
Just to eat.
I think Steve Beal and James Caldwell will show up for that.
Hold on a damn minute now. I didn't say I don't cook for 20 damn people. I'm going to do that at our bottle share we're having. Okay, Fly Goodbye. You're in Arlington. Okay, yeah, we know right where you are. Well, your tomatoes ought to be coming on anytime.
Craig, what do you mean bottle share? When are we having a bottle share?
We're having a bottle share July 18th in Conway, Arkansas.
I mean, at the what? Where's it going to be at?
It's going to be at the Knights of Columbus Hall Private Club.
What are we gonna eat?
What are we going to eat?
I'm going to be making barbecue and baked beans and all that stuff.
Squash
y'all
pie?
I ain't saying that. Hell no. Y'all better contribute something to this. Jesus. Y'all make me doing all the work, cooking and all that. Roger wants squash.
I'll try to come help you.
He wants squash pie, fried green tomatoes.
You want Will to make food. Will make some.
I'll try to come help you if I feel up to it.
I've had Will's food. Will made breakfast almost every day when we were in Bardstown. I mean, yeah, we were in Bardstown.
We had that sausage he had. Oh my God.
All right, y'all making me hungry, damn it. And I ate tonight. I ate BLTs.
Well, we probably better shut her down then.
Boys and girls.
I think we should. Hey, we'll see you guys next week. Thanks for coming on here. Like I say, good to see everybody, or almost everybody. We didn't see everybody, but we saw a lot. We saw a lot of them. So, you know, we try to take advice, even if some people, you know, like to give it out and not receive it or whatever. But we're here for you. So just come on back. Same time next week, same YouTube channel.
That's right.
And then look, James when is the food?
James, I'm with you, brother.
July 18th, and you're not going to be there, James. All right, Martin Cox, good to see you, buddy. Well, good to see you, Martin Cox.
Thanks,
I
Martin.
saw a guy fried the blooms. Yeah, I've seen people that do that too, but. Man, I don't know. You fry the blooms, they better be damn good. Better be better than the squash that comes off the end of it.
Yeah, before my power goes out, I want to say goodnight to Jeff Castle if he's still there, and Tracy Silly Yorkie because we're going to Georgia to see her.
We're going to Georgia with a damn U-Haul in the back filled with freaking corn to come back to Arkansas.
Brother.
All right. Bye, brother.
Brother.
See y'all. Woo.
See you guys.
See you. Next week we may do a giveaway.
Maybe.
Woo.
Maybe. All right. Y'all take care. God bless you.
Have a good one.
Pour one more for the stories we've told of barrels and bottles and whiskey gold. From grain to glass, through fire and flame, every pour's got a legend's name.